Coming up on Sports Paws, the men's and women's cross-country teams competed in the NCAA regionals this past weekend.
Plus, men's ice hockey faced off against Boston University in a top 15 matchup here in Hamden.
And the volleyball team concluded their regular season against Niagara and Canisius, and we'll have a full bracket breakdown with the Beat staff.
All that and more coming up on Sports Paws starting right now. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Sports Paws. I'm Ava Heaton.
And I'm Meg Buckley. A lot has happened this past week, so let's jump right in.
That's right, this past weekend both cross-country teams had the chance to compete in the NCAA regionals.
Q30 Spencer Decker and Andrew Goodness have more for us on the team's overall performance.
Thanks, guys. Well, the Quinnipiac women's cross-country team finished their season up in Hopkinton, New Hampshire at the NCAA Northeast Regionals. It was a big performance for the Bobcats, 8 again in the region, their top performance all time, and joining alongside them in first place was Rainsville St. Germain, 21st place, the highest all-region performer for the Bobcats in 20 years. Behind her was Sierra Gray in 28th place with a 20:35.4, Madeline O'Neill in 48th place, Zoe Merriman in 75th place, and the first year Ashley Carrillo in 88th place. Rounding out the top 5 for the Bobcats. Now their cross-country season, is over, but the indoor track and field season starts on December 6th when the Bobcats will face Yale in their season opener. That's all I have on this portion of the Canal Trail. We're going to head up to Andrew Goodness, who has more on the men's team.
Thanks, Spencer. The men's cross-country team also had the chance to compete at the NCAA Northeast Regionals this past Friday.
The Bobcats finished 36th out of 38 teams, beating 2 MAC opponents, Sacred Heart and Niagara. Sophomore Alex Saldana led the way for the Bobcats, finishing 166th with a time of 32 minutes 3 seconds. Teammates Shepard Livingston and Tyler Dem would cap off Quinnipiac's top 3, finishing 211th and 218th respectively. 2 other Bobcats scored in the race, junior Michael Strain and sophomore Alessandro Alvarez Tulo.
This meet marked the end of the Bobcats' fall season. The team saw noticeable improvement from last year, led by young talent.
4 of Quinnipiac's 5 scoring runners at the NCAA Regionals were first years or sophomores. With the help of these young runners, the team has accomplished feats like knocking 32 seconds off last year's average time at the MAC Championships a little more than 2 weeks ago. Over the past 2 years, the Bobcats have improved by a total of 128 seconds in that race, thanks in large part to team-leading runner Alex Saldana. Head coach David Scrivens' squad will look to build on that improvement going into the indoor season.
That's all I have for men's cross-country. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Andrew. The men's ice hockey team looked to bounce back from a 1-1 week in a top 15 matchup on Saturday. Bobcats taking on the Boston University Terriers for the first time since 2023. Heading into the first period, Bobcats coming out strong. Chris Pelosi with the takeaway, breaks in, gets it over to Mason Marcellus, who fires it past Mikhail Yegorov, giving Quinnipiac the early 1-0 lead.
Just over halfway through the period, goaltender Matej Marinov with a long pass to Jeremy Wilmer, to Marcellus, and over to the captain Victor Trenesky for his first goal of the season. Bobcats are now up 2-0.
Just minutes later, Nate Tivey's shot from the point finds its way to the back of the net for his first collegiate goal. Quinnipiac takes a commanding 3-0 lead into the first intermission.
Now on to the second. BU is not backing down, but neither is Marinov as he robs Cole Eiserman in his return to the lineup after missing 4 games.
Now here come the Terriers short-handed, 2-on-1. Cole Hudson over to Jack Harvey for the goal. He gets BU on the board and the Quinnipiac lead is now down to 3-1.
No quit in these Bobcats, though. On the power play, Antonin Varro picks up the rebound off of Will Gilson's shot to extend the lead back up to 3 goals. The second of 3 points for Varro on the evening.
Back to the power play, Quinnipiac goes, and they're going to capitalize once again. This time, it's rookie sensation Ethan Wittenbach with his 6th goal of the year. Bobcats' lead is now up to 5-1.
Both teams tack on another goal for a final score of 6-2. Yegorov with 43 saves and Marinov with 31. The backups will pick up back in conference play on Friday against Clarkson. Not too much movement in the top 10 for the men's ice hockey USCHO poll this week. Michigan State is still number 1 with all 50 first place votes, followed by Michigan in 2nd, Denver in 3rd, Minnesota Duluth and Penn State in 4th and 5th respectively. Quinnipiac moved up 1 spot into 9th, and following their win against Boston University, the Terriers have now dropped out of the top 15 entirely, despite starting the first 2 weeks of the season at the number 1 spot.
With the team preparing to take on Holy Cross next week, I had the chance to sit down with former Crusaders Associate Head Coach Castan Sommers. I'm here today with the newest addition to the men's ice hockey staff, Castan Sommers, the newest assistant coach. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So we'll get right into the questions. So you're a couple months into your time at Quinnipiac now. How's it been so far?
It's been awesome. I think my wife actually said it best. She says it's a major family atmosphere, like not just at games, but at practices and just around the rink. Everyone's very friendly, very welcoming. From Lori to Joe, Rand, Justin, Mike, everybody, the Dans, Cam, everyone's been awesome, and it's been very welcoming.
So you recently returned to Holy Cross for the first time. What was that like, and what kind of emotions were you going through?
I mean, it was just really cool to see everybody, from the kids I recruited there to the staff that I worked with for a long time, and just from being a player there, the athletic trainers and strength and conditioning people. Like, it was just really nice to see them. As far as the game, like it was just another game, to be honest. Like I was happy that Holy Cross played well, but I was happier that we won the game. So it was just nice to see people that I hadn't seen in a few months, who I'd been seeing every day for 4 years and for another 4 years previously. You talked about, how you played at Holy Cross. So you obviously have a good amount of room in your heart for Holy Cross. So what went into the decision to come to Quinnipiac? It was really hard. I spent about a quarter of my life there, from playing and coaching. So it was really difficult. And honestly, Bill, the head coach at Holy Cross, he kind of recommended me to Rand in a way. And Bill's like, you have to do this. Like, as hard as it is to leave, it's a place that's gonna change your life. Like, it changed Bill's life. And it's talked to my wife, and we said, yeah, let's do it. But Bill at Holy Cross was definitely a big reason why he was here for 13 years, and he knows the ins and outs of this place. So that was probably the biggest influence on my decision. I'm grateful to him and to Rand, obviously, but to Bill as well. Yeah, you've spoken about your wife and kids. How have they impacted you in your career, and how big of a support are they? I mean, it's everything. Like, it's the biggest reason why I took the job, is so that I could be around them more on the day-to-day basis. So, no, I just think it's awesome. Like, I have a 21-month-old and a 5-month-old, and I look forward to getting out of here whenever I can, and getting home from recruiting trips as fast as I can, just to spend time with them. And yeah, my wife, like I think most coaches and players say, is the real hero of the family. She has some late nights with 2 toddlers on her own a lot when I'm out recruiting and when we have road trips. So I try and spend as much time as I can with them, because they're the best. It's awesome to be around them. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate the time. Yeah, thanks for having me anytime. Yeah. Well, it's time for our first break of the night, but when Sports Paws returns, you'll hear from the volleyball beat staff as they recap this past weekend's games against Niagara and Canisius, and a full bracket breakdown ahead of this week's MAC tournament.
Plus, both basketball teams were in Hamden this week as the women's team took on St. John's and the men's team took on Yale. Don't go anywhere. Sports Paws, we'll be right back.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Reporting from the Grove for Q30 News.
Reporting from the Miller Library for Q30 News.
Reporting from the Mount Carmel campus for Q30 News.
Reporting on Whitney Ave for Q30 News. You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. I'm volleyball beat reporter Brittany Brown-Leben, and I have this weekend's recap of the volleyball team's last weekend of MAC regular season play. The Bobcats started their weekend on Friday against the Niagara Purple Eagles. The Bobcats won the match in 4 sets, going 3 sets to 1 set. Niagara won the first set, but Quinnipiac was able to get the reverse sweep. Ginevra Giovagnoni led the Bobcats with 17 kills in the win, the most she's had recorded in a match this season. Giovagnoni recorded 23 digs, which was the second on the team, as she recorded her 4th double-double of the season. Yammer Ganesh also added 13 kills for the win. After the win against Niagara on Friday, the Bobcats stayed in Western New York to take on the Canisius Golden Griffins. The Bobcats once again reverse swept, winning 3 sets to 2 sets. Elena Giacomini led the Bobcats with 24 kills. Delani Kaijusta added 18 kills in the win. Milena Silva also added 4.5 blocks. The Bobcats finished conference play with a conference record of 18-2 and entering playoffs with a 13-game winning streak. Now that's all the time I have outside the Rec and Wellness Center of Quinnipiac, but I'll be sending it inside to beat reporters Freddie Martin and Anthony Rossi, where they'll take a deep dive into the MAC playoff bracket.
Thanks, Brittany. The MAC volleyball playoff bracket has just been revealed. Let's take a look. Starting off, we have the 4-seed Niagara Purple Eagles facing on the number 5-seeded Canisius Golden Griffins in the first round. The winner of that will face number 1-seeded Fairfield, who is hosting the tournament.
On match 2 in that first round, it's Rider versus Siena, 3 versus 6. Rider gets to host along with the Niagara Purple Eagles. Winner of Rider and Siena goes to face Quinnipiac, and the winners of match 3 and match 4 move on to the MAC Championship, which is hosted at Fairfield. Fairfield with the number 1 seed, big accomplishment for them. They've been able to secure that for the last couple of years. But now we'll focus on this bottom half of the bracket. Freddie, you have the Rider Bronx to preview. What do you have on them?
Yeah, the Rider Bronx are a very strong team. Quinnipiac didn't have a lot of trouble taking care of the Bronx. They swept them in both of their matchups. But don't be fooled, they are a very talented team. Kianisha Santiago led Rider in kills in both of those games against the Bobcats. She had 4 combined aces as well. Carly McLevy was second on the team in kills versus the Bobcats, and McKenna Mason had a whopping 31 assists in 2 games. Yammer Ganesh also had 21 combined kills against Rider across those 2 games. She proves to be an X factor against the Bronx this season. Rider had an average attack percentage of .032 across those games, so Quinnipiac really needs to keep their foot on the gas pedal, but cautiously, because they also had 32 errors combined against Rider. Errors have plagued them all season. They're looking to improve, especially in a win-or-go-home playoff game.
Yeah, absolutely. Rider's more the favorite. They are the home team, but Siena has proved a little bit of trouble. Not to Quinnipiac, though. The Bobcats beat the Saints in their matchup earlier this season, 3 sets to 1 in Loudonville, New York. In that matchup, Yammer Ganesh, 25 kills, one of her most of the entire season. Elena Giacomini had 16 of her own. The Bobcats were very good from the service line. Yammer Ganesh, 5 service aces. Damla Ganesh had 48 assists in that game. Giacomini, 15 digs. Bobcats played a really complete game, but the Saints had a lot of key contributors, including Dora Diraz, who led the team in kills with 21, and then Gabrielle Wire had 13 of her own. Siena's a good team. They could play Rider strong. That's the matchup that Quinnipiac will have to face, so they'll keep all eyes on that Tuesday matchup at 6 p.m. But the matchup that everybody's looking for really is Quinnipiac versus Fairfield. If that MAC championship comes along for the 4th straight season in a row, Fairfield, a very good team. We've seen it firsthand watching them play against Quinnipiac. Mamie Krubali, Maya Walker, what else on this Fairfield team makes them so special?
Yeah, Anthony, like you said, the Stags are a great team. They seem to be the Goliath of the MAC over the last few years. Quinnipiac has struggled against them all time. They are 6-27 all time against Fairfield, but Quinnipiac did have their first sweep of Fairfield ever earlier this season at home. On the contrary, they have never beaten them on the road, which is where Quinnipiac will be playing during the semifinal round and possible finals.
And Hamden, they looked like a completely different team. Ginevra Giovagnoni, that was really her first game fully back and mostly healthy. Now she's as healthy as she really can be prior to the MAC tournament. So we'll see what kind of role that she has. We know Kyle Robinson says that she's up for world domination. Can the Bobcats be up for world domination? They will set eyes on Tuesday's matchup between Rider and Siena before they find out their opponent for Saturday's matchup in Fairfield. That's all the time we have for this bracket breakdown. We'll send it back to the desk for Ava and Meg.
Thanks, guys. Following a big weekend for the Bobcats, opposite hitter Elena Giacomini was awarded with MAC Player of the Week honors. Giacomini finished the weekend with 39 kills, 15 of them against Niagara and 24 against Canisius. She also totaled 26 digs through both games, registering a double-double in each game of the Western New York road trip. It's the second time she has earned the honor this season and the 5th time of her Bobcat career.
Moving to basketball, the women's team looked to bounce back from their loss against Rutgers in their home opener. The Quinnipiac Bobcats took on the St. John's Red Storm. First quarter, Jackie Grisdale passes to Ella O'Donnell and she dribbles in the paint and then she hits the shot. Next up is Anna Foley, hits a cutting Maria Keeley. She misses the layup, but don't worry, Sarah Ryan gets the rebound and hits the jump shot. O'Donnell now by herself at the line, spin move and hits a floater. St. John's up 15-10 at the end of the first. O'Donnell again fights the Red Storm defense and makes the layup. Right after her, Paige Girardi finds Emma Lazat at the charity line and swish, she makes the floater as well. O'Donnell again with the ball spins, fakes the defender, steps around and banks the shot. Bobcats now up 15-23. Keeley finds Ella Ryan on the fast break and she makes the layup. At the end of the third, Bobcats lead 37-33. Fourth quarter now, Sky Owen from St. John's gets the ball to Brooke Moore, who then hits a fadeaway jumper. Time is ticking now, last 4 seconds. The Bobcats with the ball down by 2. Ella Ryan gets the ball on the inbound, but she throws it away. The Red Storm is going to rain down on the Bobcats, winning this one 53-51. O'Donnell led the team with 16 points, and the Bobcats' next game is against the Yale Bulldogs next Tuesday.
In the loss to St. John's, there were some bright spots within the starting lineup. Q30's Patrick McGugan has more.
Newly named captain Ella O'Donnell dominated for 3 of the 4 quarters on Tuesday. Even though it was a loss, O'Donnell showed promise for the Bobcats interior.
You know, we have a lot of balance on the team, so playing through Ella, playing through Jackie, playing through others, with that balance extended the lead after Ella wasn't getting the easier paint touches.
Coach Fabry speaks to her once freshman, now senior captain Ella O'Donnell, who led the team with 16 points and 7 rebounds on Tuesday against St. John's.
She's just our hardest worker. I mean, she and Jackie set the tone in practice with how committed they are, just how hard they work, and she leads by example with just how hard she works. So she's off to a good start for us. But it's been, you know, what should happen in an evolution when you come in as a rookie and now it's your senior year, that you understand what it does take and what it takes to compete against the Big East and the Big Ten. And now we need to figure out how to close out fourth quarters, but Ella's been great for us.
Ella O'Donnell will continue to build on her leadership throughout the rest of the season. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Patrick Magoo.
Just after the women's basketball team's game, it was the men's team's turn to take the court, looking for a different result. Big test for the Bobcats Tuesday. The 1-0 Yale Bulldogs coming off an Ivy League championship. Sophomore guard Riley Fox had a great game against Navy with 24 points off the bench. In the first half, Bobcats punch first. Amari Monroe gets the block, runs the floor, then throws the alley-oop to Grant Randall for 2. A quick 7-2 run for Quinnipiac. Bulldogs crawl right back in, though. Casey Simmons blows past Jaden Zimmerman for an easy lay. Bobcats up 13-10. How about Nick Townsend for Yale? Gets this nice turnaround floater to go, and that'll tie the game at 17. Bulldogs could not miss in the first half. Fox gets the transition 3 to go, part of a 13-point night for the West Hartford native. Zimmerman runs into some trouble on the pick and roll. Jordan Brathwaite swipes this pass and takes it home himself for a scoop layup. Bulldogs shot 70% from the field in the first half. Bobcats still hanging around, though. Zimmerman hits a nice jumper over 2 Bulldogs. 16 points on the night for Jay-Z. Yale up 52-28 at the half. Yale's not taking its foot off the gas, though. Samson Alaton puts a few Bobcat defenders on a poster. He'd finished with 13 on the night. Bulldogs run away with this one 97-60. Back-to-back years, Yale has beaten Quinnipiac in its non-conference meetup.
With the loss, Q30's Beckett Calkins has more about the team's 3rd straight defeat to the Bulldogs.
When Tom Pecora took over as the head coach of Quinnipiac men's basketball, he stressed the importance of a rivalry between the Bobcats and the Yale Bulldogs. Each of the last 3 seasons, though, Yale has come out on top over Quinnipiac. This year, a 37-point victory in Hamden.
We won the first round, they won the next 11 in a 12-round fight, and they were a good basketball team, but their physicality from top to bottom was, they kind of manhandled us, and I'm not happy about it.
Quinnipiac had very few bright spots in this game and struggled mightily taking care of the basketball. Pecora says that needs to change.
You're just not going to win against a good team with 17 turnovers, and then, on the backboards we got thrown around. I mean, we got some offensive rebounds just because we shot the ball so poorly.
The lone transfer for the Bobcats, Asim Jones, has stepped into the starting point guard vacancy, but has struggled mightily creating offense for himself and limiting turnovers.
He's got to come in and watch a ton of film, and he's got to understand where his wins are coming as a point guard, and how to compete and finish. He's going to see multiple defenses. Everyone does that to point guards.
After beating Maine at home last season, Quinnipiac will try and complete the sweep home and home against the Black Bears in Orono. For Q30 Sports, I'm Beckett Calkins.
Thanks, Beckett. After the home loss, the Bobcats traveled up to Orono, Maine to tip off against the Black Bears. Quinnipiac would take the win in a close game of 70-64 after being down at halftime. The team finished the game going 3 for 18 for three-pointers, while Amari Monroe led the Bobcats in points, while the Black Bears' TJ Beal led their team in scoring. Both players scored 17 points for their teams, and 9 different Bobcats reported points in the win as well. Well, we need another water break here at the desk, but when we come back, we'll take a look at this week's ECAC Hockey Women's standings. With a month into conference play, we'll see who's at the top.
And we also have the top 5 plays of the week. I wonder how many men's ice hockey plays will make the cut. Sports Paws will be right back after this commercial break.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
You enjoy debating Quinnipiac sports.
That's all flash, no catch. She didn't net it in the back of the net. That's not even a goal.
What are you doing pulling out rhymes?
Brady, that's like a crossover with a missed layup.
Bobcat Breakdown is the place for you, with debate, analysis, and so much more.
Mate Marinov. He is good, but oh man, is he bad. And
that team is amazing. How do you not put Fairfield women's volley?
Tune in to Bobcat Breakdown every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. After a month of ECAC play, let's see where the women's ice hockey team sits in conference standings. Cornell is at the #1 spot, leading the pack with a record of 5-1. Quinnipiac is right behind them with a record of 4-1-1. St. Lawrence is in third, while Clarkson and Harvard round out the top 5. After them is Princeton, Brown, Colgate, Dartmouth, and Yale closing the top 10. Quinnipiac and Princeton will clash in a 2-game home-and-home series this week.
In spring sports news, the men's lacrosse team is adding someone new to the coaching staff. After 2 seasons with the team, assistant coach Ian Farley has joined the Colgate Raiders in the same role. Taking his place is Matt Rice, who is coming off of 3 seasons coaching at Ohio Wesleyan University as the team's offensive coordinator. Rice was part of the coaching staff that was recognized as the Region 5 Coaching Staff of the Year by the Intercollegiate Men's Lacrosse Coaches Association in 2025.
Speaking of additions, the softball team has now added Zen Penny to the coaching staff for the upcoming season. Penny most recently served as a minor league coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks, serving as a hitting coach. He also played collegiate baseball with Clark University and Rowan College. Penny ran his own hitting coaching business in Arizona for 3 years as well.
November 12th was National Signing Day for NCAA sports. Q30's Matt Flaherty and Katie Volukovic have a recap on some of Quinnipiac's major signings.
Thanks, guys. Both basketball teams made some notable additions to their team this past week. Starting with women's basketball, they signed 4 guards that will help out the team next season. The players include Imani Mullings from New Jersey, Uliana Dorina from Russia, Maya Alston from Oklahoma, and Ava Thomas from New York City. Each of these players will join the Bobcats squad next year and will look to improve the front court for the Bobcats. On to the men's basketball team, where they made one flashy signing. It is 4-star 6'4" guard Malik Fields, who will join the squad next season. Coming from Cardinal Hayes High School, last year he had a great season, earning CHSAA Basketball AA All-League 3rd team as he averaged 14.6 points per game. In the team's quarterfinal last season, Fields had 34 points, including a buzzer-beater 3-point shot to send the game to overtime. Coming from the Big Apple, Fields will look to make a big impact the moment he gets to campus. That's all I have here from Lender Court. Now on to Katie Volukovic, who will talk about the rest of the signings the Bobcats made.
Thanks, Matt. Recapping on Quinnipiac's last 5 major signings, starting off with volleyball. They had one major signing with Sophia Gislin, a setter from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Gislin won back-to-back state titles with her high school team and leads the team in assists with 876. To cap off her impressive high school resume, she was named to the IHSVCA All-State second team. Switching over from the courts to the mat, the acrobatics and tumbling team had 3 major signings. First with Megan Gengler from Hillsborough, New Jersey. She is a level 10 gymnast at Paramount Gymnastics and a 2-time level 10 regional qualifier. Next up is Allison White, a level 9 gymnast from Neshoba Elite Gymnastics. In April, she placed 1st on balance beam and 4th on floor at the level 9 state championship. Last up is Lexi Masters from Bedford, Mass., a level 9 gymnast also from Neshoba. Lexi was a vault state champion in 2023. She also broke her school's program record on floor with a 9.65 back in March, tying with the class of 2024. Lastly, heading back up to M&T Bank Arena, the women's ice hockey team signed Rosalie Breton, who plays in the QCHL in her home province of Quebec. The defender played for Team Quebec's U18 team in 2023, where she played 6 games and recorded 5 assists. During the playoffs that year, she played in 7 games, recording 8 goals and 8 assists. That's all we have for our National Signing Day segment. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, Meg, Thanksgiving's a great time to reflect and be grateful for what we have.
I couldn't agree more, Ava. And you know what I'm thankful for? The top 5 plays of the week.
Let's go. Play number 5. Let's start off with this rally. Vittoria Tonelli with the dig allows Damla Ganesh and Leilani Kaijusa to recover. Canisius on the attack, and the block from Tonelli and Milena Silva keep the Bobcats alive.
Play number 4, men's basketball. Amari Monroe sending it down the court to Jaden Zimmerman for the dunk. Yale wins 97-60.
Play 3. Why don't we stay on the ice for the next 3 plays? Boston with the snipe, but Mate Marinov shuts the door. Hey, ECAC, let's make a Gold Glove Award just for him.
You already know it's first year to first year. Ethan Wittenbach sends it to the blue line where Nate Tibby shoots and scores his first collegiate career goal. And speaking of first goals, Ava.
Play 1, Marinov sends the puck down the ice and eventually finds Mason Marcellus. The pass sets up Victor Chinesky Nair for the top shelf goal. First goal of the season for the captain. Bobcats win 6-2. You know, it's so great to see the captain get his first goal of the season, especially playing on the 4th line all year.
It really is, and we've had a lot of fun here tonight, but that's all the time we have for Sports Paws. Stay up to date with Quinnipiac Sports, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and X at Q30 Sports, and check out our website at q30tv.com.
As always, thank you to all the producers and everyone working hard behind the scenes to make this show possible. For Meg Buckley, I'm Ava Heaton. Sweet dreams, Bobcats.